Welcome back. All right, 15 games on Saturday. No phone call. All right. So we have two matinee games, and then we have 13 games in the evening. So it's going to be a busy day. Starting at 1 o'clock Eastern, that's 1 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific, the Detroit Red Wings and the Ottawa Senators. So this is the first of four meetings. They'll meet again on November 16th, December 9th, as well as January 31st. So on the Detroit side, they're 3-1. David Perron just has the one goal so far, and I was wondering if Perron would have a bit of a setback this year, just because as players get older, their points totals will usually drop off. And Raymond, a goal and an assist thus far, not producing at a rate yet that we were expecting from him, but there's still a lot of time, obviously. On the Ottawa front, they are also 3-1. Kubalik has had opportunities. He has not found the score sheet yet. No points for him. And Brandstrom, who's been the subject of trade rumors, no points for him as of yet either. So they want to get his trade value up. He's going to have to at least get some points here and there and have to have some interesting games which put him on the radar. Then at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, the Anaheim Ducks and the Arizona Coyotes. Alphabetically, teams 1 and 2 in the NHL. This is the first of three meetings. They'll meet again on November 1st as well as December 29th. So for Anaheim, they're 1 and 2 on the season. Trevor Zegras just has the one assist so far, so he needs to get things going. Jacob Silfverberg, who was prominent in that game against the Ducks or against the Stars, but no points for him yet this year. On the Arizona front, they're 2 and 2, so they're playing well. This is their home opener, of course. Kerfoot and Krause are two players who do not have points yet. I'm a little more surprised with Krause than Kerfoot, but still, Kerfoot's been useful. Krause has been useful. Just waiting to see them on the score sheet. So those are your two matinee games, and then we have the 13 evening games. Starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, we have 4 games starting then, and we have a bunch of games starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. So I have a 4-game board, a 5-game board, and then a 4-game board. So all set. Starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, I've already got the boards made up and everything. So starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Islanders and the Buffalo Sabres. This, of course, is the second half of back-to-backs for the Islanders. They meet again on October 21st as well as March the 14th. For the Islanders, they're now 2-0-1 on the season. Pajot still without a point. Horvat got a couple of goals, so maybe by putting Pajot up there again, maybe he gets a goal. Pulock just has the one assist so far this year, so we'll see if he gets on the board. On the Buffalo side, they are 1 and 3, and they really can't afford to go 1 and 4. Skinner, just the one goal so far, and Tuch, just the one assist so far. So while I expected Tuch's scoring to drop off from where it was last year, it was a career high, I didn't expect 1 point in his first 4 games, so we'll see if Buffalo can get things going. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Vancouver Canucks and the Florida Panthers. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Vancouver on December the 14th. The Vancouver Canucks 2 and 2 on the season. Beauvillier yet to get a point. We'll see if he can get things going. His name's been out there as, well, maybe they can trade him to get some cap space, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's a big cap hit, and he's not producing. Garland, of course, his name out there as a potential trade candidate. He just has the one goal so far this year. On the Florida side, they're 2 and 2 as well. Lundell, no points for him as of yet. Forsling also without a point as of yet. And interestingly enough, of course, Ekman Larson had a goal in the last game. We'll see if OEL has a big game against his former team in Vancouver. They did buy him out. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Capitals and the Canadiens. I was going to wear a Canadiens jersey for the preview, but I chickened out. So the first of 3 meetings between these teams, February 6th and February 17th, will be the other meetings. At this point, I'm 7-0. Like, I'm tracking my record when I wear which jerseys I wear for previews. I'm 7-0 right now. So again, this is the first of 3 meetings. For the Capitals, they're 1 and 2 on the season. Ovechkin, lot of talk about him so far early in the season. 1 assist. I expect him to get like 6 shots in the first period of this game tomorrow. Oshie, no points as of yet. The Capitals look slow in their last game. They need to fix that. In the NHL, as it stands right now, you can't be slow. And Montreal is a young team too. They're 1-1-1 so far this year. Slavkovsky just has the 1 assist. Suzuki just has the 1 assist. They're going to look to change that tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Tampa Bay and Toronto. Tampa Bay, the home team here, the first of 4 meetings. They'll meet again November 6th, April the 3rd, and April the 17th. This is the first meeting in the regular season since Toronto knocked them out of the playoffs. So Toronto's 2 and 2. They won their first 2 games. They lost their next 2 games. They're trying to avoid losing 3 in a row. Marner has 1 goal, 3 assists thus far this year. Decent start for him. Max Domi just the 1 helper so far. So no goals for Max Domi. And we'll see how things go with this one. The Tampa Bay Lightning 2-2-1 coming off that win against Vancouver. Braden Point has 5 assists. Surprisingly, he has no goals as of yet. He was a 50-goal scorer last year, so he's due for at least a couple. Sergachev, just the 1 assist so far this year, so Hedman's got the offense back, and I guess he took it away from Sergachev. But we'll see. That probably isn't going to stay that way. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Vegas and Chicago. So it doesn't get easier for Bedard. He comes away from that game against Colorado where they just gave him nothing, and now he gets to play Vegas. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again October 27th as well as April the 16th. It kind of feels like a trap game just a little bit. Vegas is 5-0. They have to feel pretty good. They might be vulnerable against a Chicago team. We'll find out. Marchessault just has the 2 goals so far. Stone has 5 assists. No goals yet for Stone. He's been all around the net. He's due for a goal. On the Chicago side, they're 2-3. Reichel surprisingly doesn't have a point yet, and Korchinski just the 1 assist so far, as the debate has already started about whether or not Korchinski is just going to play 9 games and get sent down, or if they're going to keep him the full season. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, the Philadelphia Flyers off to a very good start, and now they're in Dallas. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on January the 18th. For Philadelphia, they're 3-1. Noah Cates, no points for him thus far. And Owen Tippett, just the 2 assists. So with Atkinson and Couturier providing all this offense, it covers for the fact that Cates and Tippett don't have any goals yet. 2-0-1 record for Dallas. They have not had a full 60 minutes yet. They've been a little slow here and there. Ben just has the 1 goal so far, and Robertson, surprisingly, just the 1 assist so far, so we'll see if they get going against a Philadelphia team that has shown over the first 10 days of the season, they're not bad. They're not bad. They're going to win their share of games. I don't know about playoffs, obviously, in the East, but they're going to win their share of games. If you don't bring your A game, they can beat you. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Columbus and Minnesota. Both of these teams 500. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Columbus on January the 6th. For the Blue Jackets, Fantilli, just the 1 assist. He had rush chances tonight against the Calgary Flames, just couldn't bury it. Severson yet to record a point, and some debate about Severson's play in Columbus thus far, and we'll see if that improves. On the Minnesota front, again, they're 2-2, the same as Columbus. Rossi with the 1 goal. I want to see Rossi end up with 20 this year, so if he gets one tomorrow, that'd help. Hartman just the 1 goal so far as well. Keep in mind that Bill Guerin has doubled down on these players by extending them, and I'm talking about Hartman, I am talking about Foligno, and really when you extend these players, then how they play that season before the contracts come in, this could decide whether or not Guerin looks really smart or not when it comes to these contracts. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between San Jose and Nashville. So San Jose still looking for their first win on the season. Nashville coming off of a much-needed victory against the New York Rangers. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again on February the 24th as well as March the 19th. For San Jose, 0-3-1. Eklund just has the 1 goal so far this season. Barabanov, no points. Coming off of a career year last year, no points to show for it this year. On the Nashville front, they are 2-3. Trennan yet to record his first point of the season, and Tomasino just the 1 assist. So again, I like putting guys on the board that don't have goals yet, because you know they're not going to stay without goals for very long. So for people who like to do the fantasy hockey, it's just kind of my way of saying, hey, look, these guys are due for some points. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Pittsburgh and St. Louis is the first of 2 meetings. They'll play again on December the 30th. For Pittsburgh, 2-2-0 is their record. Raquel with 1 assist thus far this season. Jeff Carter, not really a huge surprise, but sadly does not have a point yet. He was prominent the other night. He had some good moments at the net, so maybe it'll happen. On the St. Louis front, they're 1-1-1 so far this year. They can't score. And Braden Shen, no points for him. Kyrou just has the 1 goal. They can't score. So they've got to fix that, because Pittsburgh's coming to town. Pittsburgh can score. I don't know how well they're going to keep it out of their net. Should be a fascinating game. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between the inconsistent Carolina Hurricanes and the pretty remarkably consistent Colorado Avalanche. So first of 2 meetings, they'll meet again in Carolina on February the 8th. For Carolina, they're 3-2. This has been a long road trip, though, and it's not an easy road trip, as I mentioned. When you go from the East Coast to the West Coast, you've got that 3-hour time change, and then after that game in LA, it was less than 24 hours later. They're in Anaheim, and then they're in San Jose, and even though you're not looking at opponents that are as strong, still, it's a lot of travel, and it's that 3-hour time change. Not easy. So Drury doesn't have a point yet for Carolina. And Orlov just has the 1 assist. Orlov's been relatively prominent. One thing that's going to hold his points totals down a little bit, that's a deep defense in Carolina and a lot of guys who can play 20 minutes of hockey. On the Colorado side, they're 4-0 on the season. Drouin has been up and down the lineup. He spends a lot of his time on that first line with McKinnon. He just has 1 assist, but he's been noticeable out there. Byram, no points as of yet. So he is definitely due. And then we get into the late starts. So 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the Jets and the Oilers. There will be a portion of tomorrow night where there'll be 9 games on. I'll do my best, as I always do. I do my best to keep up with as much as I can. But the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers should be interesting because both teams desperately need a win. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again November 30th as well as March 26th. On the Winnipeg side, they're 1-3-0 on the season. Ehlers just has the 2 assists, definitely due for a goal. Pionk just has the 1 assist so far. He's due for a couple of points. On the Edmonton side, they're 1-3, and Connor Brown, no points. So a lot of excitement about having Brown and McDavid and maybe having them together, and it hasn't worked yet at the NHL level. But it is only 4 games into this experiment. We'll see how it goes from here. Darnell Nurse, also with no points as of yet for the Edmonton Oilers. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the New York Rangers and the Seattle Kraken. So the Rangers coming off of a loss, Seattle coming off of a big win over Carolina, who again, it's a pretty brutal road trip, right? So January 16th, these teams will meet at MSG, but for tomorrow, it's a Climate Pledge. And for the Rangers, they're 2-2 on the season. Blake Wheeler, no points for him yet as a Ranger. Kaapo Kakko, just the 1 assist. So just 1 assist for Kakko. Lafreniere just has 1 goal. Again, we'll get into that discussion, I would think, as the year goes along. On the Seattle front, they're 1-3-1. The puck started going in the net, but Eberle does not have a goal yet. He has an assist. Beniers got an assist in the last game. Now he needs a goal. So we'll see if he gets that tomorrow against the Rangers. And if Shesterkin's the goaltender, he's been kind of leaky lately, so I wouldn't be all that surprised if they decide to put Quick in the net. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, the final game of the night starts, and that's Boston and the LA Kings. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Boston on February the 17th. Boston 3-0 so far this year. Not flashy hockey that they're playing, not high-scoring hockey, just no-nonsense, lunch pail kind of team. That's how they're going to have to play this year if they're going to have success. Zacha and DeBrusk. But when I start seeing things like Bruins look like they could win the Cup this year, it's 3 games, let's pump the brakes. And I say that as a Bruins fan. So Zacha and DeBrusk, both with no points as of yet. Zacha's been good, but again, stepping into the shoes of Bergeron, good luck with that. On the LA side, they're 2-1-1. Byfield just has the 1 goal so far. Laferriere is all over the ice. Doesn't have a point yet. That kind of surprised me. A little bit. Surprises me a little bit because he's been very prominent for the Kings when he's out there. He's very noticeable. And he's a fun player. I hope Laferriere starts putting some points on the board so when the Kings get healthy, he forces himself to stay in the lineup. That there's no instance where he's going to find himself out of the lineup because he's a fun guy to watch. All right. Let me know your winners in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I want to say this, too. I saw a comment on the preview for the Friday games about, all the people betting. We have on the channel here the pool every year on, for the betting, or not betting, because there's no money that's exchanged. But whoever, correctly predicts who's going to win games at the end of the year, they get a little package from the channel as a, hey, congratulations on winning. So that's why we have that there. There's no money that changes hands. But thank you guys so much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much as always. I will talk to you again soon.